Hi guys, Bolt here once again. A recent patch has changed quite a lot of things in the game, and one of them is Nighthawks. Nighthawks now have really good accuracy. I believe it's 90%. We're gonna have a look because we're spawning a couple of them in this game, which is a 4v4 by the way. And also MLRS, the availability has been decreased. I'm not sure about which one specifically, but there will be a video detailing all of that. I know that the NATO MLRS, the M270, has been reduced in availability, but we're gonna have a, like a deep dive into all of the patch notes in a separate video that will be released probably over the weekend, just to give you guys enough time to go through all that. Anyways, we have 3 Berlin commands playing on NATO, with Zeke being our armored flank on the right. We're playing against 35th, 79th, 7th and Berliner groupering, so it's gonna be quite nuts. Yours truly is playing over here. So we're calling in a couple of Hueys with PSSEs and the SEK, but we get immediately and absolutely destroyed by all of the units over here and the jets. And we have Grnvld's convoy of Fallschirmjäger, the regular ones and the Metis teams moving forward. Luckily though, we have a Fox here that is stopping Grnvld's push. It's not gonna destroy that push, but it's going to give us time because that is all now unloaded. And those guys, well, they don't have a truck anymore, so these guys are going to be on foot. And that is good for us because we have no other infantry over here, apart from the SEK over here. Now Zeke on the right is playing against the 7th Armored, played by Multigo. He just lost to Kiowa over there, but let's see if the AA does the trick. MiG-21 Bis flies over all of my javelins. Yep, we do shoot it down. So at least we got that going for ourselves. Manpad's hitting the MiG twice. Let's see if the Chaparrals finish the job. 2 missiles out. Yep, we actually get a nice kill there too. So pretty good there. Now Grnvld is doing a pretty good push. He's playing as the Unternehmen Zentrum. Or I should say, the Warsaw Berlin Command. And we're gonna see how he does. We have 2 tanks over here, M1IP and the M1IP Command, battling it out against the Jaeger. The Metis team, not so much a problem. These guys with the 18 AP, they definitely can be. So we're trying to stay here for as long as possible, but when we feel like it's getting a little bit too hot, we go back. Evad going at it against the Spetsnaz GRU, but this is really not looking good. Grnvld's BMPs are moving forward in the middle together with multiple tanks, 2 TO-55s and 2 T-80s, and there's a lot of manpads and AA in the back as well. 2 Iglos teams, a Strela over there, and there's even more on the way, I believe. But yeah, Armafor is having a hard time. I just try to keep at least his right flank secure. So we get some Berlin light rifles here with the recoilless guns and the 2 M249s. And we move these guys up while we keep our tanks at close range to give some fire support. Really wasn't sure why that guy didn't unload, because I did click on it and click unload. But he thought that just driving away was a better idea. I could have microed that a little bit better. So Nighthawks incoming, yep, 94% accuracy now with the changes. And, well, there you go. They're finally laser accurate. That is something that has been, I think, pissing a lot of people off, with Nighthawks hitting only half the time. Or Laser Gather Bomber. We got a really nice kill there on that plane as well. We've destroyed 3 planes in total already, so that's going pretty good. But this is definitely not looking too good for us. Now meanwhile on the right side, we have Grnvld's Grenzer and SPG teams holding the flank. This Apache does not see anything, unfortunately. But we're going to move these Berlin light rifles over to the right side here in just a minute. Here we go. With the help of the Fox and the M1A1, or M1IP, we can clean some of the infantry here up. Berlin light rifles are doing the Lord's work. I'm basically trying to keep them there long enough for our tank here to get into range and start clapping. Over here we've unloaded 50 cals. So they're doing a ton of damage here against that Fallschirmjäger as well. Oh, and another thing that was a huge change was the suppression by light arms. So the time to kill against infantry by infantry has gone down, which is really, really interesting. In a good way, in my opinion. So there we go, we're moving the Berlin light rifles up to the right side. And 1IP here is having a hard time, but that Fallschirmjäger is dead thanks to the 250s. Now we do get some more infantry out for the right side. We have another 2 Berlin light rifles coming in just to hold this front line. And and we have a couple of Terrier Pioneers going for the town over there. But here we go, another Nighthawk run. This one is by Arma 4. He releases the paveway. Beautiful hit, destroys that tank no problem. And we have my Nighthawk on a firing position, destroying the Grnvld. Really, really good change to see laser guided bombs actually being laser accurate. They might decrease it a little bit, but to be honest, if you have some recon helis, like there's no recon helis here. If you don't have any aircraft, they're not going to be spotted, but if you do have aircraft, Nighthawks are quite easy to take out, since they don't have any ECM basically. So the dual TO-55s are getting clapped. Berlin Light Rifle is basically acting as a kind of a meat shield and also recon. Lynx H7s took care of that issue. Now I do have it in neutral mode, and usually I try to keep it on my POV just to also battle the lag. So we're gonna change it back and forth from neutral to my POV. So initially we thought that command was there. It was, but it kept moving up. Now looking at the left side here, Chukov is having quite a hard time against National Holiday. Chukov is also playing as a Berlin Command. National Holiday playing as a 35th. So yeah, you can already guess that that is a tricky thing. Tricky showdown in terms of battle groups. So Nighthawk is still chilling. This is mine. He dropped one of the GBU-27s, but we're just keeping him in the back in case we see any other target, which we do. So we try to go for the Strela, I believe, but we lost line of sight. Still haven't used the paveway. Oh, there we go, we got the BMP. That's a good target. So paveway out. And that thing is gone. So, in the town, we are now working on clearing this out, because if we get this town completely secure, it is much easier to then defend this area. So we have 2 Terrier Pioneers that are, for some reason, not close enough for the satchel charges, although, yeah. So the enemy infantry seems to be in this building, which we aren't in range of, but you would assume that the entire block kind of counts as where the infantry is, but it isn't, so that's interesting to see too. So you have to actually get close to where the unit card is. But we do move the Terrier Pioneers back. I don't want to just lose them for no reason, so we fall back slightly, and we just wait for reinforcements. Now over here we have a couple of AMX-30s that we bought, and they have the grenade launchers obviously, so with that we're definitely going to be better equipped to destroy some of the Machutzen that we have there. But before we do that, we need to move the Berlin Light Rifles up, kind of as a both a recon and as a, you know, some infantry. We don't want to just push with tanks. Now speaking of pushing, right side is really not looking too hot. We got Multigo just buying tank after tank. Yeah, you don't want to turtle if you're up against an armored player. If you turtle against an armored player, that armored player is going to keep buying tanks. You really want to stay on the offensive so that your opponent needs to, you know, invest in other things like infantry, anti-air, supplies, that kind of stuff. Yeah, the Nighthawk has been doing some damage today. Really, really good change to see. Definitely for Berlin Command, since otherwise it is really not the best battle group to hold in the long run. I'm glad to see kind of you know, one really special unit in this battle group. M1A1 HA not really having a good time, it seems. Getting quite stressed by all the T-72s. Yeah, he's on max suppression as well. That's probably not going to end well for this guy. Yep, good smoke and good retreat. Now over here, we have the SEKs moving in with the MP5s. They're definitely going to do pretty good over there, and we have some more SEKs unloading here. Berlin Light Rifles acting as recon, while the AMX-30s try to finish the job. So upon seeing that, we decide to just move these guys here and unload them right there. So we have 2 of these guys unloading smack in the middle. We have a free supply truck donated to us by Mr. Grnvld, and that is actually drawing quite a lot of units towards our position here. which is good. It you know, takes the pressure off a little bit from Arma. Over here, Terrier Pioneers, together with SCKs and 50 cals, they're gonna clean this up quite nicely. And all of a sudden we have a lot of units. We have more PSSEs coming in, we have PVADs, Javelins, quite a nice group of units. Quite happy with that. There goes one of our AMX-30s though, the T80, together with all the BMPs. Really not a good combo for us. So we do get 2 Harriers, the cluster variants. One of them gets shot down immediately, the other Harrier just does get through, and we go for the Conquerors in the back. And luckily we do take that out. It wasn't a complete fail, but it definitely wasn't, it didn't feel like a win either. Now one thing that I would give as a tip to Zeke is definitely more recon, and you want to use the recon in kind of an offensive way when you play as armored. Basically send them forward to spot the enemy for you, and then your tanks can actually fire. You don't want to keep him you don't want to play too safe with recon, in my opinion, when you're playing armored. You really want to just push forward. You're gonna take some, you know, you're gonna take some hits there. A couple of your squad members might go, but then your tanks can take some revenge. But we got another Nighthawk incoming. Don't know where that bomb is going. Right on top of the T80. That was a fire position, I believe. Good hit there. That guy's quite messed up. And on the right side, we are now trying to finish the occupation here by Grnvld. But yeah, once again, I didn't notice the Terriers weren't using the Satra charges. And when we did, we do decide to just move them up close and personal. Because otherwise, might as well just gotten, you know, might as well just bought a regular unit at that point. So PVAD's doing really good. Together with Javelins, just a beautiful combo to have. And in general, this game is getting quite spicy. On the left, Chukov is trying to regain at least partial control of Echo. And I don't see a command yet, but I see a lot of good infantry coming in. We have an AMX-30 coming in. Oh, there we go. There's a command right there. And that is going to neutralize and bring them down to only +2 instead of +4. Or +3. Over here, we get some Milan teams up here. We bring them into VBL Milan, basically double trouble. We destroy another MiG-23. An Su-22 M4 comes in. Not quite sure where that guy was going. Probably for the Lynx 87 over there. Ooh, and we do get a nice hit with the Javelin. Let's see if the PVAD here manages to take it out. Nope. They get some good licks in though. Not that bad. So here we go. Yeah, it definitely helps that most of our infantry here is recon. We have double SEKs over there. We have the PSSEs over here. 2 of them. We even have... We don't have a recon heli, which would have definitely finished the deal here. But man, look at that. BMP-1 PG. Just got demolished by the Nighthawk. And we move this guy in to try to take out the OSA with the last GBU-27. But we quickly change targets and go for the Spetsnaz instead. But unfortunately, that is the end of that Nighthawk. He did pretty good. He did pretty good. But we do get some more manpads. We get some more ATGMs. We're just trying to lock down this middle here and act as a kind of a buffer for Zeke and for Arma 4. But yeah, right side definitely not doing too good. I only see tanks, almost no recon. That is really the biggest mistake, because Zeke does not see anything. You really just want recon there, like pretty much all across the front line. Kind of like what I'm trying to do here, where we just have PSSEs and SEKs kind of just going all around it. And that enables us to see all these units that are otherwise hidden. We almost got side shot there. Turn to the front, luckily it missed though. But yeah, we're blasting away. There we go. We got Milans in the house now. That is going to be firing at the BMP-1. And we have the VBL Milans as a backup. Now this M1 IP is really not doing too good. That Conquerors is hitting shot after shot. Really not good for our health. We are dealing with the Metis team though. But you can guess. You can guess right. That's a cluster plane. So I try to juke it. I see the bombs kind of going to the left, so I try to rush to the front, but we are just slightly too low HP. And one of them hits us and destroys that command tank, unfortunately. And that brings the enemy up to +4. So it's quite dangerous right now. We do spot the enemy command over here, that's a T80BVK. Quite a problem for us. But Arma 4 is doing pretty good here by just keeping his cool and getting some tanks ready to at least hold, you know, the southern side of this sector. Over here we keep our push going. SCKs with the DMRs going at it, destroying that Conkers. I'm trying to push all the way back here and cut off Foki and Grnvld, basically, from this sector. We get a Harrier cluster coming in. Unfortunately, was not able to drop the bombs. The Harrier rocket, unfortunately, wasn't able to do much either. And then we have another Harrier cluster that did manage to drop the bombs, but he was going for the Cub. But it did damage the T80BVK quite a bit. All in all, not really the most successful air run ever, but it did something. On the left, Chukov is surprisingly doing decent against 35th in an area where 35th is just really, really good. So we see a lot of Terrier Pioneers being bought. We see a good amount of supplies, good amount of manpads, mortars. So in general, really good unit composition there. So over here, we're actually not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. I did get a Mirage down there to try to bomb the command, but that didn't do anything. So we are down to just neutralizing it instead, but that is good too. Brings them down to +2 from +4. So I'll take it. Over here we have all of the AT gems ever going at it the moment we spot anything. And we do decide to just keep pushing. So we have these manpads and AT gem combos pushing up to the next patch of woods. And we have this quad combo of Terriers and PSSEs currently chilling. Another cluster bomber coming in, to be expected though. Really not surprised by any of that. So we decide to just fall back. We kind of try to follow where the plane is going. And we manage to avoid that cluster bomber. And we destroy the plane. All in all, a win for us. Over here, lots of AT gems going at it. We destroy one T-55, I believe. Ooh, that narrowly misses the PVADs. And we try to keep this guy alive. Really, really useful units to have. But you don't want to just sacrifice it. So on the left, there is another command coming in. That is going to bring them down to what, +1 only? And then we just need to take the middle, and then we are actually in a plus. Here we go, Zeke helps us with a Toe Cobra, but he's gonna need that Toe Cobra himself because Multigo is getting ready for a big old push. SU-22 coming in. Mistral's going crazy. Unfortunately, they are not able to finish that. Now over here, we got a little bit too aggressive. But, hey, it's PSSE, it's Special Forces, we're gonna just go ham with these guys. And try to push up there really, really aggressively. So we get everything moving up. And we actually do some good damage. Conkers and a BMP-1 taken out. All of our AT gems over here on the T-80 going at it. We get 2 nice hits there. And these guys, surprisingly, they're doing good, man. Look at that. Another bombing run, but that MiG-23 is getting absolutely hammered. Gets out with 2 HP only, so that's going to be out of commission for quite some time there. But yeah, the PSSE is one of my favorite units in the game, to be very honest with you. I like it. And Chieftain Mark 10 getting hit, 3 damage from the Gren... Wait, what hit us? Mi-24? Okay. Alright. Nope, Conkers. Not too bad. I was expecting that to be basically one-tapped. And that Conkers is just hitting everything 3 for 3 so far. And he is now stunned, so he better finish it with this shot. There we go, he does. And that saved him right there. Alright, we're doing pretty good here, so we're trying to just keep pushing. We have 50 cals rushing forward, Terrier, Pioneers, Chieftains, Berlin Light Rifles, 50 cals like M1 IPs, just trying to get there, and Zeke's Tokop is helping out big time. So quite happy about that help. Left side is now neutralized, and Chukov is close to not just neutralizing, but capturing the entire zone. So he's doing really well. We are still about 1,000 points behind though. Now usually I forget my AA in the back, but this time we are ready. We have javelins, PVADs everywhere. We even bring out the AA trucks. So that helicopter is not really a problem whatsoever. We have 3 Mistrals, no, 2 Mistrals and a javelin. 2 Mistrals and 2 javelins on the front line. Alone. And we have another javelin here. Another PVAD there. So we're doing pretty good with the AA this game. But we just yeet over a supply heli just to see what they got. That guy was empty. No real need for it. A little bit dirty strats, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know why I moved that one up there though. I could have used that. Over here, PSSEs encounter Metis team and another unit. Let's just see what that is. Another Metis team, BMP and a sharpshooter. I did spot this Mi-26 earlier, but I kind of forgot about it. I could have argued that thing. Yeah, meanwhile over here, I am trying to basically just drive this command into that zone and backcap the enemy. We have ACAVs with scouts moving up over here as well, just to be an aggressive kind of probe. But they encounter a Sapri squad. But luckily, we have 50 cals and a recoilless gun. That is not really a problem, to say the least. Yeah, look at that. Man, that is insane. So this attack went better than expected. Area Pioneers finishing the job here. We got 50 cals as well. Malans are moving up to the front. But the only thing we really lack now is supplies. We do have some supplies in the back, but I kind of just forget to move them up. Mainly because I'm also focusing here. But right now, our focus is put on this kind of intersection just to block that off. Get our AA up to the front line. Get these riflemen up there. We do spawn some more tanks to help our friend. And we have an Alouette recon that we're just yeeting forward to see what they got. 2 Mi-8s. Really not good news for the Terrier. Definitely not. And this is right about the moment the right side is getting pushed quite hard. That is not good. Really not good. Because there's nothing here to defend against that. Multigo has taken its time to just slowly wear out Zeke. And that is definitely helping, because if we go into neutral mode, yeah, it's not looking too good. This is the last thing we kind of needed. Now going back to my area, we are on the push as well here though. We're not just sitting on our butt. We're pushing quite aggressively. We got some artillery raining down on where we think the command is. There you go, T80BVK right there. Just to, you know, get it to move and not get too comfortable. Let's see what the CEV does. Didn't even get the shot off. Very unfortunate. Command tank spotted. AMX-30 is going for it. But the 2 T80s, man, that's gonna be really rough. Over here, I am actually really surprised how well my infantry has been doing. We have more ACAVs over there, just holding it. We're not really being too aggressive with that. And we actually have a second command that we're gonna try to do some funny things with. We're gonna try to just move this guy back there and try to do it again. Now right side getting completely captured by the enemy. That is going to put them to +4, which is not good. That is really bad. I'm going to be helping out on the right side a little bit here, because we just need to stabilize that again. I'm getting some Humvee tows and Chieftain Mark 10s, and we're gonna buy some other units as well to help with. But for now it's gonna have to wait, because we're doing a big push over here. AWVK spotted. These guys only have the law, so that's really not going to do too much damage, but the riflemen have the law 80. The ACAV though, with the recoilless gun doing a good amount of damage. Didn't actually expect that. Ooh, yep, rifleman, law 80, just 1 tap, 2 tap, and there she goes. Beautiful. Buratino, kind of a horrible timing for us. These tanks are not going to have a good time. But yeah, we did good by pushing hard in the beginning though. Or at least to try to get that command tank. The PVADs, there is no chance this guy is getting out. We doinked that MiG-23. Right side is still getting quite risky over here. But you're about to see something awesome by this Humvee tow. This guy might have single-handedly done the trick on the right side. But we got a BMP-1 here. Oh, quite a lot of lag. We destroy that. We fall back with that thing. We got a Harrier GR3 to cluster the T-72s over there, it seems. Bradleys and M1A1s. One of them is recon, so that's good. That's going to help us spot this guy. But I'm just moving this guy up in the meantime. Mirage Bomber, I was initially planning to use it on these guys, but noticing a fresh batch of infantry in the middle, I kind of needed to change targets and make sure that this doesn't become a problem or materialize into one. We do get some close, you know, blue on blue action there. We destroy our own Abrams. That is fine. That's a price I'm willing to pay. But a Panzerjäger there, really good units. Definitely don't want to battle them with tanks. But what do? We get all the helicopters ever. Gazelle AH-1s, they only have 12 rockets each. Just basically a, you know, a one-hit wonder. But we decide to just get them over there and quickly push Multigo out of the zone. Zeke does a really good thing here by moving into the flank, because usually the enemy doesn't really have anything, you know, to cover the rear. We have a command in the zone here. That is going to bring the game back to neutral, because we have a full cap on the middle. And the Harriers are now spotting the command for us. And I'm quickly trying to move the Humvee tow in and blast away at the BMP. Well, let's just hope it actually does the trick. Humvee tow 2 fires. Gets a beautiful kill there. And that brings the game back into our hands. And look when we go into neutral. There's still quite a lot of units in the back, but nothing too crazy. 4 T-72Ms. AA is just on the back foot. Basically, now you can push out. You always want to do a counterattack as soon as you defeat the enemy's positions, just to see what they got. Oof. Su-22. Man, having PVADs on the front, like really far up to the front, so powerful. Because if they bomb here and fall back here, or evacuate through this zone here, or from the right side over my zone, they're gonna get shot down by all the PVADs. But right now we're getting some ACAVs up, together with a triple stack of AMX-30s. But just try to keep a hold of this intersection here. Make sure we don't we don't lose control of that area again. And on the right side you can tell that I've spawned quite a lot of units, but noticing that we've now taken over this area, well, I just move them back to the left. Otherwise they're gonna be dead weight over there. And we push them over here instead. Get a Mirage Seed. Still has bombs, so you can actually use it as a bomber. And has pretty good ECM, 40%. So it's actually a pretty good unit to use as a bomber here. But Miss Micro here, we don't evacuate it, because it doesn't automatically evacuate after only dropping the bombs. But we do fly around with a damaged plane over there. Here we go, MX-30s going at it. Autocannon doing a pretty good job. I wish autocannons did a little bit more damage against infantry, but I think a lot of people wish for the same. There we go. Oof, we also narrowly evade or avoid that artillery. We got quite close there. Now if we go to the left side real quick. It's going pretty dang good for Chukov. Planes after planes getting shot down. That was a laser guided bomber, by the way. And the command is, well, in the corner right there. That is basically the only place it can still be. So we get a Nighthawk from Chukov, just to blast away. Deployed it. Ooh, that narrowly missed that command. But it still has one more. So let's see where it uses that. It's not being used. Oh, here we go. It's being used on the Metis. Grenadiers are moving up. Sappers are moving up. Terriers. They're all going in. Oh, here we go. Okay, Nighthawk dropping once again. And there goes the command. Hell yeah, dude. And now we are +2. Oh my god, that SU-25 is not ready for that. Poor SU-25. Those PVADs just absolutely annihilated that thing. But the infantry, we moved up over here with the recoilless guns. I was hoping for them not to have these two tanks back there, so I was kind of moving them down the hill. But noticing all of that, we decided to just fall back and save whatever we can. And over here we're moving reserve units now. We got military police basically. Well, reserve police. Together with ACAPs and AMX-30s. Trying to just hold this down and do as much damage as they can. But we unfortunately miss all of our shots there. And we don't even get a shot off on that unit. But we do spot the command. And that's a win. But we just try to keep eyes on that thing. We spot both of them. We have engineers, Berlin light rifles, AMX-30s. Trying to just charge the command. And we also have our artillery firing on them as we speak. There goes that MiG-23. Not even a question of if. Here we go, artillery opening up. I really wonder what actually destroyed it. Oh, that was our artillery that did it. Okay. Well, there goes one command. The 80 BVK is going to be a tougher nut to crack unless the AT-4 gets there real quick. Left side is once again neutralized by the enemy. They've put in a tank command this time. But Mr. Chukov is doing his best. Playing a little bit passive sometimes though. Like some of these guys could have moved up, but that's just me. I like to push it quite aggressively. But right now we are up to +8. We have the right side secure, we have the middle secure, left is being contested. And I've moved this command back to the enemy spawn there. Because we kind of need to do that. And we managed to get it into the zone for a brief second. And that neutralizes the zone. Now we're +10, which is awesome. But we're going to be gaining quite a lot of points here in a short amount of time. This Buratino is going to hurt. Luckily there really isn't too much there, but it's definitely going to hurt that Milan team. This rocket right here. Yeah. But it was just one Milan, that's fine. Could have been worse. PSSC is moving in. This guy's out of AT-4. Probably hit all 4 of them. That guy's on 2 HP though. But he is now getting out of the zone. So that's gonna work. That's gonna work just fine. We're still +7. Left is not captured just yet, but Armor 4 is now moving up his units towards the command position. And what I'm trying to do now on the left is get my artillery to put down some smoke so that I can move Polizei Reserve all across this line here and basically open a route for Chukov to get a unit in there or a command in there. So that's the task of this guy. Man, Lynx 87s are just amazing helicopters. A little bit, you know, vulnerable, but for a good reason. 60 points, you know, having ITOs for 60 points. Pretty dang good deal. The left is now captured. Up to +4 now. We have all of the kind of main sectors contested. E64 BVK is just trying to get the hell out of there. And now we have our smoke mission being put down on the left. So we're smoking this entire route. on the left, mainly just to make sure we don't get shot by this T-64, which we spotted earlier, and on the road so that we have something to unload at, you know, and stay in cover. Artillery is going at it. Basically does a salvo per mission. And we have a Mirage bombing what I assumed could be enemy positions, but there was literally nothing there. But better safe than sorry, I guess. So at that point, we move all of the reserve units up. This P4 is now going to try to get into this corner. And we're basically just trying to open the way for Chukov. Chukov moving up over here definitely did save us though, because that tank could have been a problem. Here we go, L-Rack. Let's see what you got, baby. It's a decent anti-tank weapon. Not the best AT or AP value, but decent accuracy. Here you go, we just unload one after another. We're definitely gonna take some losses here, but that is just fine. Here we go. So that is not gonna win us the game, but it's gonna distract them long enough. Okay, and they're gonna actually do decent with the G7s against the infantry, but I didn't expect all the helicopters there. So the next thing I do with the artillery that we have is put down a smoke screen here and open the way for Chukov's P4 to get a command into that zone. Middle is quite firmly in our hands. I do notice sometimes that Arma 4 does clump up his units, which is really bad, especially if you're up against someone with birds, you know. So yeah, this is quite the risk. And I believe this does get birds, you know, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that is a big risk. Here we go, left side, smoke is being put down. Chukov gets his command in there. But unfortunately though, before fully capping, he gets spooked by the KA-50. But my smoke was there basically right on time to both save it. So this guy goes back into the smoke to do a full cap. +4, 2 minutes to victory. I'm basically just falling back, trying to contain what we have and not do anything too crazy, because I'm frankly out of units. There we go, we actually got a kill, look at that. But yeah, we have a full cap on the left side, that is quite awesome. +6, 1 minute left to victory here. What I'm basically trying to do is get these guys to attack, move up the hill, try to deal with this blob, and actually take that sector back. Because we really don't have much left. We're out of units. Simple as that. We are out. We're not doing anything crazy.
One more like that and we're dead.
So the tanks move up, but you can already guess. At close range, you're not gonna have a good time. Yeah. You're really not gonna have a good time. We do spot the command, and I'm basically trying to just get it before the game ends. Which we don't, unfortunately. We have another 35 seconds left here. We're basically just trying to race for the command there. But speaking of, we actually managed to get a command into the next zone. So Arma 4 is doing really good with his army of engineers. And I'm really impressed by how everyone has been doing. Right side has been doing really good. Arma 4 is helping out a little bit. Zeke is making a comeback here. But once again, kind of a lack of recon in a lot of scenarios. Sometimes also by me. Definitely makes your job a lot more difficult. Right now I have almost no recon left. Actually, I lied. These are 4 recon units. Yep. And with that, we actually do manage to either push the command out of the zone or destroy it. And we actually managed to get a victory out of that. Look at that, dude. We also went positive. Amazingly. Yeah, everyone did really good. Arma 4 positive. Yours truly positive. Chukov went a little bit negative, but that is to be expected if you're playing 35th or against the 35th in Forest. Zeke went not too bad either, you know, pretty much neutral. Both of them kind of went neutral. Yeah, Multigo did really good on the far right. National Holiday and Foki on the middle. They did the Lord's work. And then we have Grnvld doing a... He was kind of going a little bit negative there, but he did pretty good too. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one. Let's just go through the kill list here. 50 Cal's doing really good. Laser got a, you know, the Nighthawk. Not the most insane list of kills, but it's definitely really, really accurate now. And I love to see it. ACAV, man. I gotta use the ACAVs more. And also the AMX-30s. Berlin Command, really fun to play, but you don't have the last bit of energy left for the remainder of the game. Especially if you're playing against like 39 or something. You're gonna lack APCs. But that was it. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys back in the next one. Take care.